We're going to do a really fun one today, another pizza dough. I have 554 grams of pizza flour, 354 grams of cold water, 12 grams of salt, 1 gram of instant yeast, and my last ingredient, 15 grams of olive oil. So those are the ingredients. Let's get started. To my mixer, I'm going to add in my pizza flour. And if you don't have pizza flour, you can use all-purpose flour or bread flour. Either one of those works great as well. I've been making pizza dough 30 years, a little bit more than 30 years. And when I first started, I was always using all-purpose flour because I couldn't find pizza flour. And I've been making good pizzas for many, many years just using all-purpose flour, which is called plain flour in some countries. And then all of my yeast. Now I do want to kind of protect the yeast from the salt, so I'm just going to mix that in there. It's good. And then yes, again, adding in all my salt. And if you've watched enough of my videos, you see all of my doughs, they turn out really well. We can just mix that around if we want. That's good. All of my cold water. And if you do a little bit of math, you'll realize that yes, I am doing a 65% hydration. And then my olive oil. And whenever you are calculating hydrations for a dough, oil is never included in that percentage. So it's only based on the water versus the flour. There we go. I'm going to close down the lid. I'll turn the machine on. When I turn it on, you're going to see a nice light come on in the inside there. Nice. I'm going to come around to the other side and I'm going to get the machine going to about 3, which is about 120 RPM. So I'll take it up like that. So as always, I usually go through the buttons. We have a reverse button here, emergency stop, and then the speed. So let's say I want to, for some reason I want to make this spin around a different way. Let me just turn this a little bit here. So let's say I wanted to turn this around. Watch, I'll just press this button down here. Now it goes in reverse. So if you ever need that, it's a great option to have. So I'm going to let go of that. I'm just going to turn this off to reset it, and then I'll get it going again. So there's my 3. You want to see it a little faster or at full speed? Let's go to full speed just for fun. And there's full speed. Now that's my table shaking. Listen how quiet that machine is. It's amazing. So I'm going to take it back down to where I usually do it, around 3. So this here, by the way, is the Pro Baker 5 Plus model, and this is from YEAST Norway. If you want to see a full unboxing of this, an overview of the machine, plus the first time I did pizza dough, you can check that out. I'll put a link underneath this video in the description box, and that will take you over to my main recipe channel over at BakeLikeAPro. So at this point, I'm just going to let this go 14 minutes. Alexa, set a timer for 14 minutes.
14 minutes, starting now.
Okay, so I'm going to let it go, and I'll come back in a bit. Hey everybody, my timer just went off. I'm going to lift up my safety cage, so that's the 14 minutes. Now I am running the mixer a little bit longer. I mean, you could do 8 minutes, 10 minutes, 12. It depends on how fast you're actually kneading that dough. But I'm using this machine at a relatively slow speed. And look at that dough. Oh, that is nice. Really, really nice dough. All right, so I'm going to turn off my machine here, the main power. I'm going to remove the dough, and then I'll come back. I'm going to get my scale going. I have just sprayed all of my bowls, so my bowls are ready to go. I'm going to get all my dough. Let's get a little bit of water on the scale. I just use a little water in a spray bottle. And then I like to get that on. Make sure we're at 0 grams. Get that on there. 906 grams. I was going for 3 dough balls at 300 grams. So that's a really nice weight. I'm spot on. So there we go. And then I'm just going to split this up into the 3 balls. Now you've seen me do this so many times. I am not going to bother recording this. You just basically want to get them on there. Make sure you're at 0. And just start cutting pieces off. So you want to cut, remove, or cut and add. 305, I'll do 1. There's 299. I'll take a little piece. 299 still. Yeah, 302, close enough. Oh well, at this point I might as well just keep going. There's 307. There's 302. And then this one here, let's take all this stuff together, put it together, 300. So there we go. So they're all around 300. Perfect. I wasn't going to film that part, but there we go. So you get your dough ball together. Let's make sure I'm on camera here. Just push it. All the pieces that you cut and added, just get them inside, and then you want to just fold that up. I can already see yeast reproduction right there. You can see that gas forming. And just flip that over. Look at that, they're all over the place already. You don't want to add flour when you're, making your dough balls, because you are drying out the dough and you are changing the hydration. Give it a little bit of a twirl here. That's good. And then right into your oiled bowl, just like that. Look at this one. Wow. Look at that. The yeast really is very explosive today. So let's get all of this together. Like that. Flip it over. A nice dough ball. Am I even on camera yet? Okay. I've got a monitor coming off my camera, which is mounted on the ceiling, so I stop every once in a while just to look up and see if I can see myself. So there we go. Get that one in there. That's number 2. And then number 3. Push. Bring it in. So this one here, I am doing a 48-hour cold ferment. So I'm going to leave these. Let me just get this in here first. So now I want to oil all the tops of these 3. I will leave them here on my counter. Since I am already seeing yeast activity, I'm going to, maybe 20 minutes, and then they're going to go into the fridge. You really don't want that yeast waking up too much and using up all of its energy, because I am going for a 48-hour cold ferment, so you want to have that yeast activity kind of evened out. So I'm just going to go spray these, and then I'll be back. So there are the 3 doughs, and now I'm just going to cover all of those with plastic wrap. So there's number 1. There's 2. And 3. So we've got our 3 dough balls. Those are around 300 grams each. So the total 48 hours, those will be sitting in the fridge. So when they come out, they'll be very chilly. And to really, maximize, makes things easy for yourself, you want to let these sit a good 2 hours before you actually start stretching them out. It just makes it a lot easier. All right, so that's it for this portion. So sitting here for about 20 minutes. I'm going to put a timer on as soon as I shut my camera off, and then into the fridge for that 48-hour cold ferment. Hey everybody, just to finish off the video, here are some photos from the doughs that you saw me make in this video. So all the doughs were in my fridge for 48 hours doing a cold, slow ferment. All I can say is I had excellent results. One of the things I noticed was how airy and light the dough was. It was amazing. I usually do 24-hour cold ferments, but after baking these pizzas, I realized the 48 hours is really a sweet point. I really love that time period. Really brings out the flavors of the dough. All pizzas were baked in my Gozney Arc XL pizza oven at 800 degrees Fahrenheit. And that's about 427 degrees Celsius. So when the pizza oven gets up to about 800 degrees Fahrenheit, that's when I launch my pizzas. The temperature does vary a little bit during that process. Sometimes it gets up to about 820 degrees Fahrenheit. To control the heat of my pizza oven, right after I bake that first pizza, I turn the oven right off. And then I'll start on the second pizza, and at that point, I restart the oven. And for me, it's a really good way of keeping that oven from getting too hot. So I'll get my second pizza ready. By the time it's done, the oven is back up around 800 degrees Fahrenheit, and I am ready to launch again. I've had the oven now for a few months, and I realized that with a little bit of experience, it's really good to just turn the pizza oven off between those pizzas because the oven will just keep getting hotter and hotter. So turning it off really solves the problem. So that's it for this really fun video. I had a really fun time making it, and I hope you enjoyed watching it. If you like pizza and you want to see just pizza videos, you can check them out over on my pizza channel. And that is Pizza Dough Pro over on YouTube. I'll put a link to that underneath this video in the description box. And if you want more information about the Pro Baker 5 Plus spiral mixer that I was using in today's video, there's a link underneath this video as well. Anyway, that's it. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. And please subscribe to my BakeLikeAPro YouTube channel, and also click that notification bell to be alerted every time I upload a brand new video. If you made it this far, thank you very much for watching. On the screen now, you can choose a video to watch, or you can also click and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And thank you once again for taking time out of your day to watch my video. I really appreciate it.